Hey guys, so today I want to talk about something that I have seen quite a lot around the internet for the past 2 or 3 weeks, even longer. And that is the new series that is on Netflix, Insatiable, with Debbie Ryan. And even before it dropped, there were so many discussions about fat shaming and how it portrays young girls and girls who are maybe overweighted or just not as skinny as any supermodel is. And now I just thought I would watch it, or at least a few episodes, to see what is all wrong with it, because I definitely think that there are a lot of things wrong with it. But the thing I mainly want to talk about is the whole fat shaming thing and how young girls, or girls in general, and women do feel about themselves, and how I felt about myself growing up. I have to say that while growing up, I was bullied quite a lot. I was bullied for being not as pretty as other girls, for being very well. I grew very, very fast, so I had this height very early on. I was like 12 or 13 years old when I was fully grown. And then some other things. People always said that I was ugly and that I was undesirable, and at some points they called me fat, which was something I took to heart, even though I never was even overweighted. I actually was, for most part of my life, I was underweighted because I grew so fast. So when people told me that I was fat, I at some point started to take it to heart. And seeing this show and seeing how that girl, even though she lost so much weight, she still feels fat and ugly and undesirable and not at all beautiful, made me think how sick this world is. And I think it's so hard to see that, and I think it's so overwhelmingly wrong that women think that I have to do certain things, that I have to look in a certain way to be beautiful, to be something else than ugly and or fat or anything like that. While growing up, I also had like a lot of problems with acne. I had acne flare-ups, and I actually do have it at the moment again. And I felt so bad about myself this morning that that after I showered, I put on a lot of makeup. I put on, even though I'm not really a makeup type, I never was, which was also a point why I was being bullied. And that is really sad, because I was feeling, at some points in my life, I was feeling okay with myself. I was feeling like I don't have to put on makeup, I don't have to use mascara, I don't have to use any of all these things that are supposed to make us more beautiful or more desirable, and all of these things, and make us feel better about ourselves. And I wasn't using them at all, and girls around me at school started all using makeup and starting dressing up and make their hair and all those things, and I was feeling so left out. And so I started doing it myself, even though I didn't really see a point most of the time, and sometimes I still don't. But even though sometimes I started, well, putting on some makeup and dressing up, even though I'm not even going outside, it's just for me, and I'm home and I want to feel good about myself, so I put on makeup and I change clothes or things like that. And I think that's so messed up, really. And what is really messed up is that, like I've said, I never was I never was overweighted. I never was fat, if you want to call it that. I think it's an ugly term. So growing up I was real thin, but people told me otherwise. And this is actually a picture of me at one of those times. That's me. And people told me so often that I was fat and ugly and stupid that I actually started to believe them. I started to believe that I wasn't worth it, that they had every right to bully me, to tell me all these horrible things, that I didn't deserve to have friends because I was a horrible person. And all these things I thought, and sometimes that still gets me, obviously. But to get back to my point is that this morning after I showered, I started putting on makeup. I started with primer, then foundation, then makeup, but it wasn't enough. I still felt like everyone could see every little pimple and every part of me that I felt like wasn't pretty to look at. I used an eyebrow pen, I used an eyeliner, I used so many things, and even though I have like no clue most of the time what I'm doing, I felt like I couldn't stop because it wasn't good enough. Even at the end, when I was finished, I felt like, well, now you have all these things in your face, but still you look so not ugly, but I wasn't feeling pretty at all. And then I listened to music while I was showering and afterwards. And Colby Calais with the song Try came up, and I remembered her video and watched it actually, because it always makes me feel so good, not just about myself, but it makes me feel like I really want to encourage other women to feel beautiful and to feel like they can have and be anything they want, no matter what anyone tells them, no matter which shape you have, no matter which size you come in, it doesn't matter. If you have short hair or long hair, you have to be comfortable with that. You have to look in the mirror and say, I feel good about myself. But most of us don't. No matter how much makeup we put on, no matter how much effort we put in our hair, it doesn't matter. A lot of us still feel not good about ourselves. And I think that's not just because I was bullied. For me, that is not the only point. It's society to a certain point. It is what we see on the internet, what we see now on Netflix. Insatiable really made me realize that that girl lost so much weight. She is thin and she's so beautiful, but still doesn't feel good inside her own skin. She doesn't feel like anyone could ever love her the way she looks, and she's still like, I can't wear a bikini because I'm fat, and I totally get that feeling. Even though I was never overweighted, I get that feeling because I gained some weight after I started taking the pill. I actually gained 20 pounds, and that made me feel so miserable at one point that I went to my doctor and asked her for another pill, which she gave me, and I'm taking the new one. I have no problems with that. But still, since then, every day I'm feeling uncomfortable in my body, and I really hate what the display is telling me every morning I'm stepping onto the scale. But I started with some yoga, and when I did, I of course also gained weight, but I knew that it was muscles. I knew that it wasn't just fat, that I didn't eat up all of a sudden so much that I gained weight. It was starting to get more muscles, so of course I gained more weight, and I knew that, but it didn't felt right still. It still felt like I was fat. Like, I don't know, that number on the scale just really has a power over me that I don't want it to have. I don't want to look in a mirror and feel miserable because of the way I look, but I do, and I think that is horrible. I really do think that's horrible. And because I was inspired by the video from Kobe Clay's Try, I decided to actually remove my makeup for you. And I'm not sure even if I can go through with uploading this video, because it is very important to me to talk about it, but I also feel like once I'm removed all the makeup, I would be that ugly little girl again, and that people will laugh about me. But I decided that it was time to try to make a change and make amends, so I'm doing this. So it's actually quite the opposite what a lot of us usually do, even on BookTube. I actually love watching Natasha from Tashopolis doing her makeup. She has so much fun doing it, and I think it's amazing what she does, and she looks so beautiful. But the thing is, I think she looks also so beautiful without it, and not just her, but a lot of people, a lot of women look so beautiful without makeup. You don't have to wear it, but somehow you put it on and you think that you feel safer, and you do. But it's also wrong to feel beautiful just because you have something in your face that covers everything up that's beneath it. So I'm doing this. I will remove all my makeup for you, and like I said, it's quite a lot today. But I'm doing it because I really think that it's important to show who you really are and to learn about yourself, that it's okay how you look, and it's okay to feel good about yourself, because if you don't, you will always just be miserable, and that cannot be how we feel. And also, we should not shame each other about how we look. We should not call each other names or anything like that. If you love putting on makeup, of course you should do it. It's what you love, no matter what anyone says. But for me, even though I like doing it and I will not stop it completely. I'm trying to stop it, just so doing it just so other people will respect me. I even thought about covering up my neurodermitis. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I even thought about covering that up. But it's a skin disease, and I had it since I was a child. And when I'm having a flare, I can't just cover it up. It would only get worse. So I decided not to do it, and decided that I shouldn't be ashamed of having these spots on my neck and under my ear, because I can't change it. It's there no matter what. And why should I cover it up? It's a disease. I can't just cover it up and it's gone. It will never be gone. It will always be there. So I decided I wouldn't do it, and I actually felt good about it. I didn't felt ashamed or anything like that. I was good with it. So let's get to the point of this video. And I'm so sorry. And remove all the makeup. I have to say, I actually do think that the best part of the day is when you're coming home and can take off everything you were wearing during the day, like your clothes and all the makeup and stuff in your face. Just wash up and get to bed and have a good night's sleep. Okay, I think I will probably, well, it will probably take a little time. So. Not easy doing this in front of a camera, I have to admit that. It's really not easy, and knowing that if I will have the guts actually to upload this, everyone will be able to see me like this, is kind of terrifying, which is so sad. I know you can probably say that it's my own problem that I'm not feeling good about me, but I do know for a fact that a lot of girls and women have those issues, and the fact that so many people were like, there was an uproar when the trailer first dropped for that show, because it is a wrong message in a lot of ways. It's not just the fat shaming, it is child molestation and a lot of horrible things. Don't get me wrong, I love Debbie Ryan. No question. She is really a beautiful woman, even though of course you also see her just with all the makeup, but yeah. Really liked her in other roles she played, like Riptide and all of that, but yeah. So I don't have a mirror, so I actually have to use my camera. So I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm a little red-faced now, but this is my face with all the pimples and acne and my skin disease. And take a good look. I probably will wear makeup in my next video again. But I really try to just be more accepting about myself and the way I look, even though it's hard. But yeah, it does actually feel kind of good to just see the way I look without anything covering it up, because I can put on like a dozen different makeups and foundation and primer and concealer and all these things that are supposed to make us prettier, but I'm still me underneath. I'm still the same person. I'm still feeling insecure, no matter how I look, no matter how many people tell me that I'm beautiful, because in my head I'm still ugly, and maybe I always will be, because when you hear something often enough, you start to believe it. So I guess what I really want to say is, don't believe those people. You are beautiful, with and without makeup. Sometimes you're even more beautiful without it. And you don't have to look like a supermodel to be accepted and loved. You don't have to be skinny like a Victoria's Secret model, because that's not the only shape humans and women are coming in. It's not at all. That's how women look like when they work out every day. All these things are so messed up that I really had to talk about it, which I did now, and I think I'm going to stop before I cry a lot more. I just really hope that I maybe could give you something to think about, and maybe make you feel a little bit more loved. Because I think we all deserve to be loved, and most of all to love ourselves, even if it's not easy sometimes, but we deserve it, because we are all beautiful. If we are beautiful in the inside, we are beautiful on the outside too. So maybe I can encourage you to do the same as I did today and get rid of all the makeup on your face in front of a camera and just show the world, or at least YouTube, how you look like when you're not wearing all of those products. Anyways, I wish all of you a great day, and maybe I see you do the same. Bye.